great faith and mission. I've looked at what he has been doing in terms of taking risk as Kenyans. So it is not just to be, it's not just as a meal, ni Kenyans. Naomba tu niseme kwamba and I want to suggest perhaps the music team, I'll do this if you don't mind. It's good that Wi-Fi is perfect here. Google the words. Yeah, because I want us to read, to really sing at after my small presentation. Stand up for Jesus. Please Google that, because I'll be asking us to sing. Because we're also celebrating 20 years. Bishop Obonyo, this is our celebration, standing for Jesus. Because men and women have been standing for themselves. And so God in his wisdom, through some songwriters, did us amazing. And I want you to look at the lyrics. The lyrics, stand up for Jesus. I will lead in the singing. I love singing. But before that, Psalms 21, verse 11. Though they plan evil against you, though they devise mischief, they will not succeed, for you will put them to flight. You will aim at their faces with your bows. This is again a celebratory message from the writer of Psalms. And sometimes it was King David himself, as you know, the man, the great man to whom we referred. Now, Apostle Bishop Obonyo, you have great memory. In your printed program, I think you have met with the leadership of this country. I've seen you have met with immediate former President Uhuru Kenyatta. I see you met with my brother Raila ODINGA. And I think you came to my office. Must have been when I was in the Foreign Office, I think 23 years ago, 20 years ago, after the 202 most democratic elections in our country. Kumbukeni wakati Raila kasema Kibaki si anatosha. That's when I went in as foreign minister in 2003, and I think that's when you came to my office and we gave you our blessings. 20 years ago, we have seen the young men who came dancing. They beat Mawadhe completely at it. And you, Bishop, and I, because these are the millennials, and they are very flexible. And so, wonderful men and women, products of great faith and mission, a sense of mission. So I congratulate you, Bishop Obonyo and Mama, and the congregation. We've even seen that Kano Rasanga, I think when last we came here, Kano Rasanga was with us. Great testimony that you prayed for him. You really helped him in so many ways, became Governor Siaya, and he did his 10 years. So when we come, like we have come today, we come with great humility. And you know right now, there are lots of doubts in the minds of Kenyans as a result of what happened at Shakahola. Kenyans are asking simple questions. Is it true? Is it that there are men and women misusing the name of God? Is it cults or what? I want to remind you, when you came to house number 100 Southland, you really know me. But I bring you greetings from my wife Pauline. Continue to pray for her, so that again, God will heal her in his time. It was then, I think I was Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly. And no, I think either that or I was practicing law from my offices in Church House, near the former American Embassy, opposite there. And I was also doing work with the Scripture Union. And I registered Redeemed Gospel Church. Since you are sent by Bishop Kitonga, you must have been bringing those papers, so that I registered Redeemed Gospel Church. I'm happy that I did not register a cult. Please give me a clap. I also registered Crisco. When I saw Apostle Das, and he came in with a friend who looked like from Guyana, I remembered the story of Jim Jones, A person who led a cult and got people to drink poison and they died. Pretty much like Shakahola. We must ask ourselves these basic questions. Mama Ida Odinga asked a question. Now she said, don't you think we need to regulate? Now that time I think has come. And I want to challenge the church, the mainland church, to be able to do something about not hindering the freedom of worship, because that you can't. It is written in our constitution. You cannot. And so I want to tell you that even those cults, so to speak, if they are worshiping, you may find it difficult to stop them. But one thing, the government is not a cult. We have police, instead of chasing Wandai and us, issuing instructions. And I'm going to comment on that, unfortunately, because we're all the same bishop. So I'd rather we pour it before you. Tukitoka hapa uombe ukijua hawa kina Mara na Kalonzo na Kioni na kina Wandai ni watu sampli gani. Because our hearts are hurting, and not just us, all Kenyans. So, you ask yourselves, in Kilifi, where this thing happened, there is a chief, assistant chief, now of course intelligence, the whole government network. I don't think it is enough, my learned junior brother, Kindiki, to just have gone there and said, I'm changing. There's something basically wrong. This has taken a very long time to happen. It did not just happen. So somehow, as Wandai was quoted today saying, if in a functioning government, this cannot happen. So that we don't end up saying a cult. Somebody worshipping God upside down is guaranteed under the constitution, but they are not allowed to take lives. They are not allowed to take lives, because that becomes something else. So I just wanted to comment to that extent on what has clearly been happening, and we wish you well. May your next 20 years bring with them tremendous soul harvesting and growth. Mother blessed your office. You said, oh, forgive my small office. And she said, utabarikiwa mpaka ushangae. This congregation will grow. We may not come every day, as you said, every Sunday, but once in a year we can come. You notice when I came, I said, hey, Bishop, hamujaenda sana. Next time we come, we want to worship not under the tent, but in there, in God's name. So, the next 20 years, if our Lord tarries, na vile askofu kutoka Tanzania alihubiri, mimi nifurahi sana. Yaani watu wanapatwa na shida, mpaka mtu anasema, Yesu kuja, na kuja wewe mwenyewe usitumane.